how amazing was it for you two, who spent what almost 100 performances together?
98.
Okay, 98. I was pretty close there, on Broadway together, and then to reunite to do something like this. So you had that
This is our reward.
Yeah, it really, that's a good way to look at it.
It's our fun time reward.
Effortless.
For working so hard on that play.
We all played two characters, and it was, just 3 people for 2.5 hours. And yeah, it was an experience that, for me, it was the hardest thing I've ever done. It may get that hard again, but I can't imagine it'll ever get harder than that. So
we started off with the jokes, though, on this, because we already knew each other.
Yeah.
We were physically comfortable with each other, like all the,
yeah, there's no awkward. It's like, oh, is it okay if? I mean, it was like,
we were just
effortless.
doing
Yeah.
stuff. We made it fun all day long.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, it wasn't hard. You have Gary Marshall at the helm, and you're sitting with Julia Roberts. I mean, and you're doing Valentine's Day.
It was pretty funny.
It's pretty great.
And the girl that played the stewardess was she was really funny.
Great.
She was really good and funny. We had a great time. And then when we weren't shooting, we were just catching up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's a holiday that works when it works and stinks when it doesn't work. I mean, it's, it just, is it a Hallmark? Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a card candy holiday. But there is a St. Valentine. That's my confirmation name, Valentine. How about we've talked about this all day and I have
never said that.
No. I'm revealing it now. See? Breaking news.
Confirmed, Catholic confirmed?
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool.
Yeah, shocking, isn't it?
I don't think we've ever heard that from you.
No.
My confirmation name is John.
Is it?
I think so.
You think?
I've come to have an affinity for it as opposed to an aversion. I think there's a point of any sort of government, stated holiday, But then I've learned that, why don't you just abide by it?
But as you grow up, I think the boys, as you grow up, it becomes less like,
Valentine's Day.
cooties.
Yeah. I remember being away somewhere and I had forgotten it was Valentine's Day with a person, and that was very embarrassing.
But then also when you get mature, you do things like say,
you actually think about it.
You say, I said to my husband the other day, and honey, she's going to come over on Sunday, the 14th, which I realize is Valentine's Day. And he goes, all right.
That's
good to know.
Sweet of you.
You were pretty good at understanding. I mean, I try to do a light translation for anyone on the set who's like, what did he just say?
Right.
Because he has a tendency to say a lot of those things and then say action, and he runs away, and people are like, what did you want me to do?
Oh, no, absolutely. It's the most relaxed, fun, supportive set that you could possibly be. First of all, you're surrounded by his family. So you feel like you're at sort of like a holiday family gathering. Yeah, it's like his niece was right next to us the whole time in the other aisle.
His granddaughter.
Yeah, his son was in another scene that was cut out with my wife, when I leave you.
Yeah.
Well, I think he marries hyper intelligence with an ease that you're not even aware of it. So I think he's got an ability to deal with actors in whatever way they need to be dealt with. So I think that he can handle, however, 12, 13 different actors and get the best out of them. And I think that's a real skill that not every director has. Some directors just have one way of working, and you either have to adhere to it or you don't. And he just knows how to. His social skills are amazing.
No, we've said no to each other before. Of the 3 movies that we've made together, we've asked back and forth each other to do, maybe 3 or 4 other movies that, he says no or I say no, and because I think he feels like sometimes he has to ask me. Oh, look at my feelings hurt, and he's right. But this is, this was just a good fit for me. It was a good part to play and a nice piece. The whole script is just so charming and sweet, and I think it's all the things that Gary really understands, and the human condition of torture and trial and love and bliss and longing and all the things that are so the fabric that makes up our day. And a hyper situation of Valentine's Day is just a perfect stage for him.
Hey, you're all seeing each other.
We were the first 3 days.
Yeah, and then you had one other day, or you had 2 other days.
I started.
You started.
I was the first day.
Oh, you had a day before I even was there. Gotcha.
I was the first 3 days of shooting.
Yeah, and I was 2 of those 3 days, and then I just had 1 other day. So we were really, they got our stuff out very fast. So I didn't see anybody else.
And then he went off and did the A-Team.
Yeah.
That's right. And you went off and did Eat, Pray, Love.
I did. It was, but it's tough. Take 10 on a giant plate of pasta. It is a challenge. And I love a.
Did you have a spit bucket?
Good meal. I didn't. I can't do that. It makes me gag.
Oh, really?
It just grosses me out. But, Yeah, I mean, I probably put on about 7 pounds in Rome when we were shooting. Ate a lot of pizzas in Naples. I mean, it was just